So guys, did you notice something last week? Well, a couple days ago, hypothetically.
No.
The intro.
No, I don't watch our videos.
We practically skipped it.
Oh?
It was intentional on my behalf.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you caught on to that. So yeah, guys, that's how we're doing.
Yep.
Skipped it again.
Yep. Just for funsies. You don't need to do it now. It's in the past. Let it die.
What, the intro?
Yep. Kill it.
Guys, this is my co-host, Sam.
No.
And I'm David, his co-host.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we're just a couple of dudes.
I guess.
Water. It's very cold.
Lemonade.
Cold.
Been here for like a couple days.
So I got some topics on this little sticky note pad here.
Very exciting.
So, the other day, you left to go play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, I did.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
How was it?
It wasn't as fun as it was the time before.
Why not?
Because by the time we got to it, we were kind of tired. And we didn't play it for very long. Because like I said, we were tired. So we didn't start until like late. And so nobody was just really feeling it. It kind of sucked. But we're doing it again this Friday.
So what'd you guys do?
We finished exploring the ships that we were on. And then started attacking some pirates, and then we just stopped playing because, like I said,
So how long did you guys play for? Like,
I don't remember.
30
Maybe
minutes?
an hour or so, maybe two.
took you an hour or so to do all that?
Well, we were getting sidetracked and stuff.
You gotta drag this on, man. We gotta get 10 minutes out of this topic.
Well, really, out of DnD, of what I did in DnD,
Yep.
I don't think I can do that.
I think you
I
can.
didn't do a whole lot.
I think we can totally drag it out.
So I don't really remember.
You have an
what
hour's
happened.
worth of time for content. You can't get 10 minutes out of that hour?
No, I don't really remember. That was like so long ago now.
Well, luckily we can extend this topic with the fact that you saw the movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Mhm.
How was the movie?
Pretty good, actually. Really good. A lot better than I thought it would be.
Does it correlate to the game at all?
What do you mean by that?
Does it?
I mean, there's like things that are obviously within the lore of D&D.
Would you say it's just like a visualized version of somebody's game?
No, it's not. It's its own original story, but it's really good, and it's a comedy too, which is it should be, because you know, D&D is really funny with good friends, and it's also really ridiculous and pretty stupid, but in a good way.
What was your favorite part in the movie?
There's a bit at the end where they're all ganging up on the witch lady, like all like 5 of them, and they're just beating the shit out of her for like a few seconds. Like at the end of it, where all the kids get the monster. That's what it reminded me of. It was pretty funny. And then she just gets murdered by an owl bear. I think.
That sounds a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
My knee. Didn't hurt that bad. Ironic effect, of course.
Maybe she didn't get murdered by an owl bear. They might have killed her another way, but I don't remember. I remember it was something ridiculous though.
Would you go see it again?
Yeah, definitely. I seen it in an empty theater with just my group of friends, and so we were laughing really fucking loud.
So guys.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're having a bit of an issue, and hopefully it doesn't do it again.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
This episode would just be
a lot of
clip show.
cuts. It'll be a little,
Yep.
you know.
All over the place.
Hey guys.
Zigzag.
This is our clips episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
Tits.
we're not getting much out of that topic, it seems. So, unfortunate. Have you seen the Mario movie?
No, I have not. I've heard the song Peaches though.
Are you going to see the Mario movie?
Presumably.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Go ahead, spoil it. No, go ahead. It's okay.
Okay. Spoilers for the Mario movie 2. Sorry, not Mario movie 2, the Mario movie as well. For anyone confused. So the movie's alright. They have a few little scenes where it's like gameplay, where it's like side view they're running, which I thought was pretty cool, pretty fun to see.
Yeah.
There's a scene where Donkey Kong gets the fire powers. Didn't know that was something that could happen, but that was kind of a cool nod. I was like, oh, okay, Donkey Kong can do it.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. The plot for Bowser is pretty weird. You know, I don't think in any of the games he's depicted as having a romantic interest in Peach, but that's kind of the plot of the movie.
Why do you think he kidnaps her?
I thought that was just like an inside joke, and they made it a plot. Like, no, it's true, guys. That's exactly what he wanted this whole time, was to marry her. So I thought that was kind of weird that they went ahead and said, yeah, that's exactly the plot. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe that was a part of the games.
Does he have a thing for Mario too? Oh.
No.
I thought I heard that was a plot in the movie.
No, he wants to kill Mario because Peach likes Mario. And that's getting in the way of his love.
Why is he floating around right in front of my face?
Towards the end, actually, when they're supposed to get married, she says, "Did you really think I would marry you?" And he says yes, and so she like freezes him on ice. But then he sees Mario and he's like, "You made her say no. You did this." It's like, no, buddy, she said no before he came there. Before he arrived, she said no, man. But weird plot in my personal
So how was Chris Pratt as Mario?
He actually was pretty good.
It's good to hear.
The trailer, the first trailer definitely made it worse than it was. They did kind of have an excuse for him to not sound like the squeaky voice Mario. In the ad that they do for their plumbing service, he uses the squeaky voice, and then he starts talking into a less squeaky voice, and the guy's like, "Hey guys, that squeaky voice is your image. That's what people are gonna know you by." And that's kind of their nod, like that's his persona.
Oh, wow. So it's a character he does.
It's a character he does. And it's actually that he's a super good plumber, and Luigi is
not
a scaredy little screw up.
Yeah. Wow.
And so he messes up their first plumbing job.
Their first plumbing job? This movie starts out with their first plumbing job?
Yeah, it starts out with them launching an ad for their plumbing business.
Oh,
they get a call.
Their plumbing business. Okay.
They get their first call, and then Luigi steps on a dog's toy and breaks it. The dog gets mad when they can't fix it, ruins the pipes. They get fired. Brooklyn gets flooded. They go to try to save it. Luigi gets sucked through a tube. So Mario follows him through said tube. I'm telling you guys the plot of the movie now. Yeah, that's right. You should have watched it. I said spoilers. This is your fault.
You did.
They get sucked through a tube, and they get split up. After, of course, Mario says, "Hey, as long as we're together, we'll be okay." Then they get split up. Right after he says that, so Luigi can freak out some more. I thought they were going to do a nod at Luigi's mansion, because they threw him in the dark spot. Or the dark side, sure, we'll call it that. Whatever they call it, I forgot. But, yeah, sure, I think that's probably what it's called. Wherever Bowser is. And for a second, he, like, walks into this, like, abandoned castle. It's like, oh, look, Luigi's mansion. And then he gets kidnapped. It is kind of...
And they have to save him. They
had to put a horror movie aspect into it. It was kind of cool. I think a Luigi's Mansion movie would be kind of fire. But... Yep. It was a pretty good movie. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong is kind of weird. I don't know how I felt about that one, but it worked. It worked. I thought it was weird, kind of unexpected. It's funny when he started laughing, and Seth Rogen laughed as Donkey Kong. That was pretty good. They really nerfed Donkey Kong for a second there. Like, he was dogging on, they go to, like, an arena. Okay, guys, once again, we are back. So,
Mario gets his pussy suit.
The
pussy power.
Well, we have to cut that part out, so now we gotta backtrack a little bit. So during the scene, why Donkey Kong is nerfed, you guys are missing a lot of context. It's okay though. During that time he gets nerfed, he's absolutely dogging Mario, absolutely just, pounding him. hitting every shot. You know, Mario keeps getting back up, right? No matter how many times he gets destroyed and probably should have died. He just gets back up and, you know, he continues to fight. Hits a power up. Gets a cat suit. Knocks Donkey Kong down a couple times and Donkey Kong's out for the count.
What does the cat suit do?
He gets cat-like reflexes, I guess. I don't know. He can dodge fast. He can jump pretty high. He can stick to things with his claws. He scratches Donkey Kong a lot.
Wow.
He does some feline pounce on Donkey Kong and it takes him out entirely. Which is confusing because how can Donkey Kong not kill Mario, but Mario, with the power of a cat suit, can take down Donkey Kong? That means Donkey Kong ain't hitting the gym for real. He relying on all his strength and not his durability. He got to up them health points. He's just working on strength only.
And that's a lot of the big guys' problems.
But yeah, I think he was a little nerfed in that aspect. I think they did have a Donkey Kong reference to the original arcade Donkey Kong with the barrel throwing. Because they're fighting on a bunch of red bars that are just floating above the ground, and if they fall off the bar, they fall into the water. And there's a scene where he knocks Mario down to the second bar and then throws a barrel at him. And I was like, hey, look, Donkey Kong reference. Thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. No, the movie's pretty good. I'm sure I would have said something else, but...
How did they defeat Bowser?
The superstar. See, Bowser, a big idiot in this part, he gets the star, and instead of using it, he says, I'm going to hold on to this, and I'm going to tell Peach she can either marry me, or I'm going to kill everybody here with the star.
Right.
So he brings the star, he's like, look, we can rule the world. We have the star, which the star doesn't last forever. The powers are only limited. But comes down to it, he drops the star, because Mario makes a big oopsie. Well, she says no. They send a big bullet bill, basically a nuke, to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom. And Mario takes his little raccoon suit that lets him fly, and he spins and hits it in the eye, and it stops. It looks at him and says, oh, okay. And it leaves the Mushroom Kingdom alone and chases Mario. And so Mario sees a pipe, and he leads it into the pipe. And then the giant nuke-sized bullet bill hits the pipe. I thought it was going to explode the Mushroom Kingdom still.
It goes through the pipe.
Yep, it goes through the pipe into Earth.
Does it make the sound effect?
I think it does. The pipes do for the most part in the movie. It's pretty funny. But it gets sent to Brooklyn, and it blows up there.
Oh my god! They nuked New York?
Kind of.
In the Mario movie.
Instead of the bullet bill like blowing everything up, it just pulls everything to Brooklyn. So Bowser's entire ship gets pulled to Brooklyn. Oh. Yeah. So it blows up the pipes, and it transports a crap ton of things. I almost swore for a second. Whoa.
I almost said shit.
I did. A crap ton of things just came flooding through to Brooklyn. And so the star comes flying. Mario goes to grab it. Bowser hops around and is like, did you really think you could stop me? Or something cliche. And then Peach is like, hey, Mario, bink. She throws a shell. It knocks the star flying. And he goes to do it. And Bowser goes to blow a fire. And he's like, oh. And then he looks up and Luigi's like holding like one of those like sewer grates. He's like holding the fire back. Because now he's brave now. Mm-hmm. He conquered his fears.
Yep. Character development.
And so I thought Mario was going to grab the star and beat him up. But no, apparently he grabs Luigi's hand and they both miraculously jump, leaving the grate, which I thought that was the stupidest idea. Like, Luigi's already defending you. Why are you going to remove your defense and risk both of your lives for twice the strength? But it worked. They both got the superstar. Bowser burns him and he's like, ha ha ha, I won. And they're like, And then he goes to stomp them in the face. And you can see like the stomp effect go through the ground, but not them. And they're like completely unfazed. Like, you know how somebody like punches you so hard the ground breaks?
Yeah.
It was like that, except for they were unfazed.
What?
The effects went right through them. It's kind of weird. It's almost as if he just stomped on the ground. But then they completely dogged him.
They jumped him?
Yeah, they jumped him.
No star required?
No, with the star.
Oh, with star.
With star power.
Dope.
And then they absolutely nuked him with the star power to finish it. Like, they punched them together into the air, jumped up, did a team punch him into the ground, and then did a team stomp.
I low-key want to see that.
Low-key, I thought his jaw would have been broken, but, you know, it's a cartoon. But he would have been completely obliterated. His head would
dragon turtle, man.
his head would have been gone. With how high they were in the sky, they punched him in the air, like really high up in the air, jumped up to the air, punched him down to the ground, stayed in the air, and then sumo kicked him his jaw into the ground. Like, no way he's alive. No way he's alive. And then they're just like, all in a day's work. And then Peach takes a blue mushroom, shoves it in his mouth, and he shrinks down to this tiny little dinosaur, and they put him in a jar. That's how he's defeated.
They put him in a jar. They shake it up.
They keep him as a prisoner. And then he sings a Peach's song again.
In the jar?
As the end credit scene.
Oh.
I said spoiler, so I mean, if you watched it this far, you've seen the end.
Did they do a funny thing with his voice and make it sound like he's really small?
Yeah, so they pretty much, he's singing the Peaches song on the piano, and then we see them open the door, and then it zooms out in the whole time that he was singing, because I thought they were just replaying it again, but no, they were doing it again, but he was tiny, and then he's like, hey, yeah, I'm doing it. And they're like, shut up, and they slam the door on him. And then there's another scene where it zooms in on the green egg, and it hatches and says, Yoshi!
Yoshi!
And, you know?
There wasn't other Yoshis in the movie?
There was, which is why I was confused. Like, why are they hinting at Yoshi now? I guess Yoshi's special, so.
Special, yes.
His kind is irrelevant. No, because we do see a lot of them running around. But apparently they're not important.
Maybe this one's going to talk.
He's not going to be a background Yoshi. He's going to be, I don't know what they're kind of called. I thought they were called Yoshis, but.
Yeah.
So he's the Yoshi.
The Yoshi.
Yeah. While trying to find the end credit scene on YouTube, somebody posted a clip of Godzilla. It was just like a slow zoom into a giant egg cracking. I was like, that's some pretty good clickbait. Because I watched it, I was like, this looks a little too real. This doesn't look like the Mario movie. But nevertheless, I still watched it, and I was like, this is definitely...
How long was it?
10 seconds. But I watched it, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe they just really did... Maybe the animation is better than I expected. And then no. I was like, this is definitely not it. So I watched the comments and said, yo, this is Godzilla. But, yeah. Pretty good movie overall. Better than I was expecting it to be. Thought it was going to be really dumb. Better than Shazam.
Wow. Rip Shazam.
I just think it was... The only thing I thought was weird was the dynamic. Also, Peach can fight.
Yeah, isn't she the one who teaches Mario how to do everything?
Yeah, she can throw down, so I don't know why she needs to be saved if she can...
Well, weren't they saving Luigi, though?
Yeah, in the movie.
Yeah.
But in the games,
Well,
Luigi and Mario are trying to save Peach.
In the game, she can't do all that stuff.
No, she just gets snatched.
Yeah.
In the movie, they're like, how about Luigi gets snatched?
What are they going to do in the next movie? Mario gets snatched?
Something with Yoshi.
And then Luigi has to go with Daisy?
I have no idea. No idea. They just hinted at Yoshi. And Bowser's caught, so I really don't know what they're going to do. I don't know this Mario lore. I don't know the other characters. They did put some pretty cool characters in there. They got, like, the Big Bomb guy in there. That was pretty cool. Peach blew him up. At their wedding.
Their wedding?
Yeah. The wedding with Bowser.
Oh.
When she said no. She threw flame, set him ablaze, and he's like, he started panicking, running around as his head was on fire, and he blew up the whole thing.
Did they jump through any paintings?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a...
Must be saving it for the sequel. With any of those dogs on the chains? Or not the dogs, but, you know, those things on the chains that try and eat you?
There was no chompers, bro. No, they basically are dogs. But no, there wasn't none of that.
Unfortunate.
There's Mario Kart.
Yeah, I seen that. That was in the trailer.
Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road. And cheating, jumping off one part of the map,
Yeah.
falling onto another. Speaking of movies, the D&D movie starts with a rather funny scene. So, it starts with two of the main characters who have been in jail for a year or so now, and they're pleading in front of the judge. They're once every year or 2 years that they get to do it.
Is this like in lore of the Dungeons and Dragons universe, or like...
Just the movie.
Okay.
So, yeah. They're pleading to the judges And it starts off, and when they just got there, and they're like, "Hey, can we wait until Jonathan gets here?" You know, one of the judges. First of all, I'm thinking Jonathan's a funny name for D&D, because everyone else has like weird names, and this dude's just named Jonathan. But anyway, he doesn't show up on time, and so the main character is a bit of a con man, and so he starts telling like this really sad, sappy backstory about what happened. I mean, it's all true, but he's obviously playing it up a bit for the judges, and every now and then he'll stop and keep asking if they can wait for Jonathan, and the judge keeps saying no. But anyway, Jonathan finally gets there, and you're thinking they want to get him because they think maybe they know Jonathan and he'll help them get out. But no, Jonathan gets there, and he's a giant bird person, and so they grab onto him, and then they charge at the window and jump out and hope that he'll fly them to safety.
Does he fly them to safety?
Barely.
W. Jonathan.
Yep. Oh, and just before they jump, the judge says that they got their pardon.
So wait, they didn't have to jump out?
No.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh, but there's another part in the movie that annoyed me, where they have these weird block things of like, I guess it's supposed to be like stuff that if you stay in it for so long, it'll like dissolve you or whatever. But there's a point where a character gets trapped in it. Well, their hand gets trapped in it, but they pull it out on time, and someone says, "Oh, another second, and your hand would have been gone." But there's a part later in the movie where all the characters get trapped in it, and they're in there for a good few seconds, and another character has to pull them all out, and it was really bugging me, because if her hand would have been in there for another second, and it would have been gone, then all those characters should have died.
There's one more second, and they all would have died.
Oh, and they have this wand, which is basically just the portal gun from Portal.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Sounds like an interesting movie. I'll have to give it a watch.
Oh, and it has a really fat dragon in it.
A fat dragon?
Yeah. It has a regular dragon, not a fat dragon.
Speaking of dragon, I'm going to bounce to the Shazam movie real quick, because that ending was really stupid. He gets trapped in the dome with the one lady.
The goddess lady.
The evil
old
god.
lady. Yeah.
Not the old lady.
The
middle-aged
the
one.
Asian lady.
Racism?
Yes.
The middle-aged sister on the dragon. And the old lady's on the outside of the barrier. So she flies this dragon up to the old lady, and she tries to use the dragon's breath to burn down the dome. And she stays there for probably a solid minute while Shazam goes and talks to his family on foot. He walks up to his family, talks to them in the dome, says, "Guys, I gotta do this." Turns around, walks back to the tree, and she's just staying there in the corner. I'm like, you're telling me you didn't swoop down to go kill him?
No.
You just let him talk to his family? You gave him so much time to have a full-blown conversation with his family before he walked away to come defeat you heroically?
He needed his goodbyes. He's just a little kid. A little 18-year-old man.
I think that was so, like, man. Whoever wrote that movie sucks.
Yeah.
The writers, L-writers, bro. Stupid movie. Shazam 1 was better. Shazam 2 was retarded. Not to mention the fact, I shouldn't have said that word, sorry. The Shazam movie is goofy. In a bad way. A bad, goofy movie.
Dungeons and Dragons is a good goofy movie.
But, no, they made Shazam a little more immature than Billy. Billy was more mature than his superhero counterpart. Why? I don't know, man.
Well, they say it was in the movie that it was because the wisdom of Solomon wasn't working, but it still doesn't make sense because he doesn't act as dumb when he's Billy.
Yeah. So that doesn't make sense.
Unless he's getting dumber, which
the lightning's right getting to his head.
The wisdom of Saruman.
That suit's cutting off in circulation.
Clearly, it is a tighter suit than the last movie.
Okay. That was 2 topics, guys. We're doing great. Actually, that's kind of 3, but... The next topic on my list, and the last one I want to talk about today, unless we have time, is why we haven't done a YouTube video. We've done the one YouTube video.
What would we do? Yeah.
That's fake laugh, but,
Really? You don't say.
I don't know. I just started to ask that, I've noticed we only got one YouTube video up. got the most views out of everything else. So I'm just curious.
So,
You know. And when is the next YouTube video?
sometime, whenever we feel like it, whenever you have a good enough idea.
What do you think would be a good idea for another YouTube video?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. Because we'll have to stick with podcasts for now. YouTube's a little hard.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the researching capabilities to find a topic to drag on for 20 plus minutes. At least 10 minutes. Crazy. Well, there's that topic. That was pretty
Well,
short.
a cool thing we could do for YouTube videos is how we did our version of the Justice League or whatever. We could do popular franchises and series and like make our own versions of that and have that be something,
Yeah. I like that idea. Okay. I'm gonna write that down, guys. You keep talking. Just keep spitballing some ideas.
I don't know. That was pretty much the only one I had.
You tier list content, but it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Just rating things. Like, yep. So this is my favorite, and this is
You can
not
start doing
my
movie
favorite.
reviews. Look up weird movies, watch them, and then review them. Talk about them for a bit.
Movie reviews. Okay. On that note, we can do game reviews
Definitely.
for even older games, because who doesn't like talking about old games? Okay. Boom, guys. Now we got some YouTube content. We'll get that in the works.
Yeah.
Here shortly. Maybe within the next couple of weeks. We'll definitely get Riley back for one of these. He hasn't been here in a minute.
Right guy.
We gotta get him back out here. We should call him Right Guy. that can be his dude name.
Right guy.
For the couple of dudes, we got Right Guy. I'll be DJ.
Mm-hmm.
That was my nickname. What was yours?
Bones.
Oh, I thought it was Lee. Little Lee.
God
no. Little Lee. Do you still hate being called that?
I haven't been called it in years.
Does it offend you?
No.
That I call you that?
No.
Bones? Who calls you Bones?
My mother.
Okay, Bones, Rye Guy, and DJ. I'm writing that down too.
Bones, Right guy, and DJ.
For now on, I'm gonna start referring to you as Bones. Every episode. This is my co-host Bones.
Who's DJ?
Our aliases. Do you want to stick with Bones?
You can always come up with something later.
Okay. Well, Rye Guy's pretty cool. I'm okay with DJ. The Rye Guy. Well, I don't know if we can call him that, because there's a Minecraft YouTuber that uses that name. I mean, he has an extra part to it. It's Rye Guy Rocky.
We could do Reister Geister.
None of that. No. We'll keep that under the ideas. Okay. So yeah, now we got some YouTube ideas. We got some names we can use. Though our names are already out there, so it hypothetically doesn't matter. But for terms of being
If we ever want to
YouTubers,
rebrand.
if we want to rebrand, or we can start referring to that as our YouTube names, and our podcast will just be our true selves. We'll raise our entertainment levels for the YouTube videos. We'll really sell them.
Yeah.
That's right, guys. I just admitted that we're gonna fake YouTube videos. We're gonna fake every reaction that we do. It's only gonna be half genuine.
Yep.
So it's gonna be genuine, but then we're gonna spike it, just to make it more entertaining, of course. So if we're gonna be, we're gonna spike it a lot.
Probably not obvious.
We're gonna make, oh, that's kind of sad. It's got my heartstrings on the neck. We're really gonna fake. Man, kind of made me mad.
You legitimately
Disrespectful. That was all natural, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why I did that.
Real anger. Yeah,
But
use it.
hand slam too. I'm kind of getting a little carried away. But that's real carried away. It's not the fake carried away. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's true in the sense that I meant to do it, but
Not that you would have done it.
untrue in the sense that it was meant to be fake, but true in the sense that I over faked it. complicated. We'll ignore that. We don't need to go on, but I'll just quickly throw in these few things. Real quick, mini wheats.
What?
The cereal.
Oh.
Mini wheats?
Yeah.
Have you eaten them before?
I think so.
Okay, so you know what they look like?
I think so.
Here.
Yeah.
Mini wheats.
Yeah.
How do you eat them?
Like cereal.
You just pour them in a bowl, milk.
I mean, I've had them just by themselves before, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I've had them with milk before too.
Okay.
Why? How do you eat them?
So I pour these bad boys into a bowl. I almost top it off with milk till the milk's almost at the top. Push all the little mini wheats into the milk, and then pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Because then you stir it up, and it's almost like an oatmeal.
Oh, God.
And it tastes so good.
Oh, God.
It tastes so good, man.
I want one.
You want a single mini wheat?
Okay, maybe I'll like 3 or 4.
You gotta try it. Oh, I'll talk in a second. I'll give you 2.
I have to try. Warmed up cereal?
Warmed up mini wheats. Because it tastes the same. Obviously.
But chunky.
No, you stir it up and it's like a... You've had oatmeal before, right?
Yeah.
It's just like an oatmeal. It's really good. And if you pour sugar in it, bro, it enhances the flavor so much.
Our sugar.
But yeah, I eat my mini wheats like porridge.
So people just stick around till the porridge is gone.
I sit there, stir it, pour some sugar, stir it, and then pretty good. You guys let me know if you do that too, if I'm just alone here.
You a bear?
You know. Last for today. This is a high school memory going back. So my main inspiration for drawing was in 5th grade. My new friend at the time, just moved to Bay City, or at least just started going to the school. Either or. But he sat by me, and we quickly became friends, and he drew this character. By the way, this is like my huge inspiration for a lot of things that I have, like my email. He had this character, called him Wolf. It was a kid raised by wolves, right? That was his story. And I obviously was so inspired by this that I was like, I want that same thing. So I took my character and I called him Bear. But he wasn't raised by bears.
Bear awesomeness.
There you go. That's the email.
Yeah.
That's the reason. But actually, the reason for that is because his was wolf awesomeness. A carbon copy over here.
And then, of course, now you also have Global Wolf.
Yeah, that's me. That's all me. Not him. Not inspired.
Mm-hmm.
It's inspired by the gamer pick for Xbox. The wolf with the little crystals. So like, yo, Global Wolf. I don't know how I came up with that actually. It might have been like my preset name, and I just was like, yeah.
That's a cool one.
But yeah, so he drew this character, then he gave him like powers and abilities and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna do that too. So instead of giving my character the ability to be raised by bears, he's just a random kid with abilities. He's just some magical kid.
Real quick, I thought you were gonna say the ability to be racist.
What?
When you said ability to be raised by bears, I thought you were gonna be ability to be racist.
I guess. But anyways, fast forward. This other kid in class starts, this is where I got into writing comic books, was from this kid. Actually, I wrote comic books before, but for my own personal pleasure, and for my mom to read, of course. My number one supporter. But this one kid would write Batman comics in class. And the funniest part about it was everybody liked them. And the only reason you know that is because people paid him.
Oh my god.
He would write these comics and charge a kid $0.25 to rent it for the day, or $1 to buy it.
That's not a lot.
No, but people kept renting him out. Me included. Of course, being his friend, I got the perk of reading the first one for free.
Yeah. That's dope. How was it?
I have no idea.
Don't remember anything?
I have no memory of this book. I just know that he was making profit in class.
I'm really intrigued on what the comics were like. What they
That's
look
what
like
I'm thinking.
And
like,
what the stories
like they
were
had to
about.
be interesting enough for people to go back for the second, third, and fourth book.
They were probably just really dumb.
Probably like, oh, he's gonna die, and find out in the next one.
Yep.
It's fifth grade
well,
humor.
To be fair, that's how comics are.
It's fifth grade humor.
Exactly.
Made out of simple paper.
10-year-olds.
But he inspired me a little bit to draft up my comics, and I don't know if this was my inspiration or not, but I drew a lot of Spider-Man comics. But somehow I knew what copyright was, and so I never called him Spider-Man, I called him Spidey. And I changed his suit appearance, and I never referred to him as Peter Parker. So I was ahead of my game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember there was, in one of them, there was Ghost Spidey. And he had there was confliction with him and Ghost Spidey, which is a thing.
Ghost Spider is an actual character.
Yeah, but it wasn't a female, and it wasn't it was him as a ghost. I don't know how he saw himself as a ghost. But we're not gonna talk about that.
You just thought it was a cool name.
I was like, yeah, he's a
Ghost.
A cooler version because he can fly and go through stuff. Yeah. I don't know. It was probably like also 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, maybe 4th grade, depending on when I wrote them. But there was like 3 or 4 of them that I wrote full whole comics of Spider-Man. What?
I wonder what those entailed.
We'll never know. They're gone for good. Never to be found, read, seen.
Quite unfortunate.
Very, very much. But yeah, guys, that has been today's episode, the Clips episode, with some good topics, I think. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, this is my co-host Bones. This has been my co-host Sam.
This is my co-host David.
And we've been a couple of dudes.